Good morning and welcome to Wednesday. It is the Tom Barfield Show. We're glad you're with us as we kick off a brand new day. Got a nice show for you today. We're going to talk to Paul Catalina for 365 Sports. Paul's got a couple of new adventures that he's got going on, and we'll dive into those adventures today and then kind of look around at what's going on in the wide world of sports. So we'll do that for you today. We're presented, as always, by our friends at Toking, Gary Hoffman and his team. The roadside assistance number. I don't know that I've ever given you the roadside assistance number. It's 254-666-5484. 254-666-5484. I say it in jest because I really think you ought to put that in your phone. Just, you have that there handy in case you need to use it. I hope you never have to use an emergency roadside assistance. But if you do, boy, it is certainly comforting to know that Gary Hoffman's team will take great care of you. Locally owned, family-run business with 24-hour emergency roadside assistance, trained operators, highly calibrated equipment for damage-free towing. Well, that's, you never really think about that. Let's welcome into the program Lark Smith, everybody.
Hi, Tom.
Big golf clap for Lark.
Yeah.
But, you don't think about that, Lark, is making sure that your vehicle gets towed from point A to point B without scratching the paint job or but they're going to make sure that they take great care of you.
I know somebody that used that number today, as a matter of fact.
No, really?
Yeah, the city of Waco. On my way here, I saw one of their big tow trucks pulling a bus back to the bus barn.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well,
they've got that equipment. I mean, you can have a unicycle, and they can get you wherever you need to go. You can have that, and they can get you wherever you need to go. That's good. All right. So a dilemma today that we got to resolve on the program. It's National Apple Pie Day, but it's also National Fruit Cocktail Day. What direction do we go? You can't go both.
Why not?
Because you just can't. That's just way too much.
They're both very healthy for you.
Apple pie's healthy for you?
Certainly, it's got apples in it. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
What do you always say? You keep thinking that way, Butch. That's what you're good at, or something to that effect. I mean, yeah.
You just keep thinking there, Butch. That's what you're good at.
Yep.
Yeah.
National Apple Pie Day. If you had to pick one, National Apple Pie or National Fruit Cocktail Day. Which direction are you going?
I'm going to fruit cocktail.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm a fruit cocktail guy.
Oh,
I don't like all that crust that's in an apple pie. Oh,
my gosh, I do.
Yeah, just give me the apples and the cinnamon and the sugar.
Is there anything better, seriously, than apple pie with maybe a little Bluebell vanilla ice cream on top?
I've got one topper.
And
that's peach cobbler with cinnamon ice cream.
Oh, that'd be good too. That'd be real good. But I'm sitting there now thinking that I want apple pie sometime today, someplace today with Bluebell ice cream. And I don't want George's ice cream on top or Phil's ice cream. I want Bluebell ice cream on the top.
You live in Texas. You must have Bluebell ice cream.
Well, of course. That's how it rolls.
Yeah.
That's how it works today. Let's see. What else do I need to mention to you today? And I know that I love country music. You like country music.
Mm-hmm. I've got plenty of country music in my playlist.
Do you have any Steve Wariner?
I think I have one.
Oh, I like Steve Wariner.
Yeah.
Do you remember the show? I'm trying to remember. Tony Danza was in it, and Who's the Boss?
Okay.
Yeah. That theme song,
that's
Steve Wariner.
Mm-hmm.
It is Steve Wariner. A lot of people don't know that, but that's Steve Wariner singing the theme. Anyway, it's his birthday today. He was born on this date in May 13th, 1950.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, Stevie Wariner, little Stevie Wariner. And you know what he loves?
What's that?
Basketball.
Does he?
He loves basketball. So does his brother. His brother's a fabulous guitar player. Yeah. Did you know how Steve Wariner got his start?
No, how did Steve Wariner get his start?
Playing guitar for Dottie West when he was a teenager. He was going out on the road all over the country playing guitar for Dottie West. So there you go.
Yeah, just
the
like
things you learn hanging out on this program.
Willie got his starts writing songs in Nashville for Patsy Cline and people.
Oh, Willie wrote some phenomenal songs that he did not record.
Yes, absolutely. And then So a lot of them he came back and recorded.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, he's in town tomorrow night.
Is it tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's Thursday night.
Okay.
So Willie, family, and friends at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Yes, sir.
I think that has a chance to really be a cool show.
Yeah, Willie came to the Waco Convention Center probably 25 years ago or so. Got a chance to go to that one. That was lots of fun. Willie, it's a party wherever Willie goes.
So do you remember when he got in a little trouble? Well, it wasn't a little trouble. It was a lot of trouble with the IRS.
Yeah.
And again, let's remember that all that stuff's not always the artist's fault.
No.
They have 75,000 people that they employ to take care of stuff.
Got an accountant to take care of that.
Of course.
Sometimes they don't take care of things like they're supposed to.
Of course. So anyway, he started doing this little tour, and they called it the IRS tour. And he played local honky tonks. And anyway, one night he decided to play the Cowboy Club in Mahia. Not a big place.
No.
But you know what? He and the band show up, and they play the place and make money towards the IRS account. I got to MC that concert.
Right.
And it was fun. A lot of fun. And it was the same kind of thing. Willie Nelson, family, and friends, and they just get on there. And, the contract always says he's going to play 90 minutes. He must not own a watch because he does not play 90 minutes. He goes 2 hours. He goes till he's tired.
Yeah.
Or did then.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be curious to see.
Until the whiskey wears off.
That's what they call it now, whiskey?
Whatever.
What in the world is wrong with you?
Whatever substance it is he's using that
Whiskey.
particular evening.
Yeah, I think you've got the wrong dude. So I will be curious to see, what is he, 91, 92, 93, somewhere in that neighborhood?
92, I think.
But it's Willie Nelson, family, and friends. Two things I'm going to be curious to see how they do it. How they set the stage up at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark, and how long Willie plays. I mean, is it Willie? Is it Willie for a few songs, family and friends for a lot of songs? I mean, I don't know how this is going to work.
You just gave me an idea.
I did?
Yeah, you did.
What's the idea?
A friend of mine has a boat.
You're going to float down the river and see it from the backside?
I would listen to it from the backside. I don't know that we'd be able to see.
You won't be able to see anything because the river sits below the ballpark.
That's okay. I like to listen to music. I don't see very much music.
You better have a fan on the boat if the wind is blowing south to north, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I understand. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If it's blowing south to north, you better have. I mean, but that's not a bad idea. You could. What do they call that? Sailgating or whatever.
Yes, that's what they call it. Whenever it's a football game, you sailgate up to the.
So sailgating at a Willie Nelson concert tomorrow night. They may have to have like a cop out there directing traffic on the river. That's not a bad plan.
Yeah. Well.
I'm just curious, what does it look like when they set up the stage and everything? Is the stage, because I keep hearing that the stage may be as far as the outfield wall where they're going to have where the batter's eye is.
Wow.
And that they're going to have chairs and seating out in the outfield. That's premium seating.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think there'll be a bad seat in the house. Like my family, I can't go, obviously, but I got tickets for my family. They're going to be basically sitting in the what would be the reserve section of the ballpark for baseball. Like basically, almost if I'm looked at it correctly, they're going to be like right below the broadcast booth for baseball. Now, I think that'll be fine for way out. I just don't think there's going to be a bad seat in the house, but I do want to know how it's staged. And how the outfield grass survives said concert, and I know that they're bringing in, obviously they're not going to have individual porta potties, but they're bringing in those big trucks, I think, to do all that. So anyway, I want somebody to take pictures. I want to see how this goes. Again, I'm going to be in Utah, so
just my guess.
Yeah,
he's probably going to. The stage is going to be set up somewhere just behind second base because they're going to have some backstage area.
Some, yes, but I think that they were talking about that being off to the side. I don't know. Again, I want to see it when it's done. But, we'll find out.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we need to talk about? Rangers continue to roll. They beat Arizona. Astros continue to struggle. They lose to Seattle. Baylor football schedule's out. Now, and we're going to talk to Paul about this in a couple of minutes. Paul Catalina is going to join us after the break. But I thought when I first saw the conversation about Baylor football that there was a Friday night game involved.
That's what I thought too.
Not anymore. Not according to the new schedule.
You want to see the new schedule?
Yeah, throw it up there. Let's see. So, you know what? I would give all the money that I've got, which is not much, to be able to get to Atlanta, Georgia. I would love to. I've never seen a football game in there. I want to go see it, and I think that'd be a fun game to go on opening day, 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm assuming it's going to be a national television audience. I like to see that game. I got to figure out how. Paul Catalina has friends that have planes.
I don't, but I saw a Super Bowl in that stadium. So.
Really?
Yeah. For a minute until they made me go to the auxiliary media area, which was at the convention center. Q got to stay and I had to go.
Hang on. You're telling me it was at the convention center?
So usually the auxiliary media area at the Super Bowl is in the bowels of the stadium somewhere. I will tell you that Minneapolis and Atlanta, Minneapolis was connected across the street, but I was in the stands for that one. In Atlanta, Q and I went in. We went and I walked around, and then they said, well, you have this media pass. You have to go to auxiliary for the game. And I went, oh, okay, where's auxiliary? And they're like, well, you remember where you did Radio Row? It's in the worst room in that building.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's where I saw the Atlanta Super Bowl was there.
This is Paul Catalina, by the way. Yeah, and we'll visit with Paul about a couple of new projects coming up in a couple of minutes. All right. Again, national. Okay, Paul, you drifted into the conversation a little late. We're trying to resolve some issues here. It's National Apple Pie Day, and it's also National Fruit Cocktail Day. One or the other. We're not rolling with both. Right
No,
here.
I like fruit. Fruit like in the can?
I guess.
No. Get fresh fruit. Get fresh fruit. Don't. It has plenty of good healthy sugar in it for you. You don't need to add syrup and high fructose corn syrup. Fruit's good, fresh, off the tree, as God intended, not out of a can. Give me apple pie.
That's what I said. Apple pie with Bluebell ice cream on top. Can
Winner.
you go wrong with
No.
that?
No.
You're out.
Where did that apple pie filling come from?
Also, hey, you can make.
Will you quit it with that kind of stuff?
You can make your own. You can take apples. You can take apples, slice them up. You fry them in a pan.
Yeah.
Little sugar. Like you don't have to sugar and all that. Wait till it caramelizes. Look, there's plenty of videos on Instagram that can show you how to do this.
and then you're going to need Waco Body Mend. Our program today is brought to you by Waco Body Mend. They're at 116 Mary. Todd Behringer, Thomas Wenzel in the team. Boy, they're there to help you. And look, it's about better living. It's about longevity with your life, and it's just wellness. In about 7,000 square feet at Waco Body Mend, and they can help you with whether it's red light therapy or hydrotherapy, which is the sauna and the polar shower and those type of things, the hot tub. They can do it all for you at Waco Body Mend. They're at 116 Mary. You can check them out online today at wacobodymend.com or give Thomas a call. He'll take you on a tour of Waco Body Mend. I did the other day. I love it. I think it's a great place, and you will too. Waco Body Mend. All right, we're going to take a break right here. We're going to come back, and when we do, we're going to find out what's going on in Paul Catalina's world. We do that next on the Tom Barfield Show.
When disaster strikes, you need a team you can trust. At Benchmark, we specialize in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. With over 30 years of experience, our experts provide forensic architecture, engineering, and environmental consulting to ensure every project is handled with precision and care. From damage assessment to full reconstruction, Benchmark delivers technical expertise and an unmatched client experience every step of the way. Visit benchmarkc3.com to learn more.
At Waco Body Mend Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Body Mend, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
Looking for insurance that truly fits your life? At Barfield Sowell Insurance Group, we make it simple. Whether it's auto, home, life, or business insurance, we represent a wide range of top-rated companies, so you get the coverage you need at the price you'll love. Our mission? Delivering the highest quality protection at the lowest possible cost without cutting corners. Call Barfield Sowell Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Barfield Sowell Insurance Group, coverage you can count on at a price you deserve.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check him out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
And we're back on the program here for this Wednesday. Coming up tomorrow, the program will originate live from Salt Lake City, Utah. Jones Mitchell from Lake Waco Golf Club will be with us, as well as the head baseball coach of the Baylor Bears, Mitch Thompson, on the program coming up tomorrow. And then on Friday, we'll have some baseball and softball to talk about. Chris Clemens, the head coach of the Robinson Rockets, on the program, and Chris Berry, the head coach of the McLennan softball team, will be part of the program. So that's what we got coming up for the next couple of days. All right, joined now by Paul Catalina. Paul's got some new things going on. We had you on, I don't know, a month ago, but since then, breaking news, we have some new stuff going on.
We do. Look, I'll just call it, I'm in my Wings era. If you're a Beatles fan, I'll choose Paul since we have the same name.
Yeah.
So I'm embarking on kind of my solo career for the first time ever when it comes to being on like a media personality. I've done like solo one-off shows, but I've never done a solo project. So 365 Sports Extras is what it is. And you gave me a good topic. I'm going to ask you about something here in a second, because what I wanted to do was, and this is no knock on Smokey. This is no knock on you, but like when I was working for you and I was very young, I was like,
God, you were well trained though. My gosh, was he well trained.
But like the way I always kind of felt about it was like, at first, like you kind of ask for forgiveness, not permission, when you try things on the air and you do things. But then you're like, look, this is what the goal of this radio station is. This is what we do. This is the programming that people like. This is what our ownership wants. Be you, but be you in this state, in the box. Yeah. Like, don't do that. And that's fine. I was like, that made me better because it made me get better and not just get on the air and do whatever I wanted to do, which I thought, like being young, you're like, well, that's what you do when you're on the air. And it's like, yeah, no, I read Howard Stern's book too early and realized, like, then when you like read it again, you're like, oh no, people were mad about this. He wasn't a hero to everyone, like all those things. So all of that, like, and then, you go and you start doing things and you learn a different discipline. I've just gotten to the point where being on YouTube now for 6 years, I wanted to do something different, like just kind of, and me, I'm a comedian. I wanted to look at what's funnier or what's more interesting. When I talk to guests, I want to not just talk about sports. I just want to know the guests in a different way, so get them on, talk about sports, but talk about other things and just kind of have some fun. There's too many Skips and Stephen A's in the world that believe that their opinion is the most important thing in the world, when all of our opinion has the same amount of value across the world.
You know what I told you from the very beginning, and Lark and I have talked about this 9 million times. We are not experts. We just happen to have a microphone.
Yeah.
You don't. Your opinion is as valid as our opinion. We just happen to have a microphone.
And look, the way that I prove my point is I would like to say that I do more work than the average guy to like validate my points. But do I? I don't know. I just know how much work I do.
Yeah.
I just know how much work I do. And so I like to formulate my opinions that way. But I would like I would like the balance of smart and silly to be on this channel. That's what I want, because I think that that's kind of my lane a little bit. And
You mean like fruit cocktail and apple pie?
yeah, like that's perfect.
Why
Look,
not, right?
okay.
This is not brain surgery.
No.
This is supposed to be fun.
And yeah, and that's what I like. I wanted to just have a little bit more fun. And that's not Smokey and Craig's thing. Like they're serious people.
They're journalists.
Like that's what they do. And so while I had a lot of fun doing the show with them for a long time, it was just time for me to do something else. I mean, when I met you, I was 24 years old. I'm 46 now.
God, you're
So it's just I'm at a point now where I've cut my path in a different way, and it's just time to go. So please go to 365 Sports Extras and subscribe to it. And, we do fun stuff. It's sports stuff. It's popular culture. It's different things.
Give us an example of something recent.
So earlier this week, I had Ari Temkin, Big 12 Radio on, really good friend of mine, known him for a long time. And I do a segment called Sports Not Sports. So I asked them a series of questions, which is in their discipline. So I asked a lot of Big 12 questions to Ari, but one question will be about the Big 12. And the next question will be, do you believe in Bigfoot?
No.
Yeah. Okay. What television show do you not understand that you think is overrated? Like all these different things, like silly questions.
Yeah.
Because I've just detected in the world of sports media, and there are people who don't. I think there's people who veer too far into the other thing of just being a dumb guy with a microphone.
Right.
But again, if you like that, hey, that's what you like. I'm not here to shame you on it. I just wanted to find that like middle ground of where you can watch something and be informed and entertained and have a fun time and really know that the host does not have the capacity to take himself seriously.
But aren't you doing 2 shows? Aren't you doing another one, like what's it called? 3 jokes and a story?
Yeah, I'm going to start next week. I'm starting a podcast with Mike Hamilton. We're going to have comedians on. It's going to be 3 jokes and a story where they're going to tell me 3 jokes and then they're going to tell me a story, either a story about those jokes or just a story that whatever's formed them as a comedian.
No, where you find is it locally, regionally, nationally? Where are you getting the content?
Well, I know so many comedians from my, I mean, like before I knew you, I was a full-time working comic, and which was very in 2004, not a great way to make a living. It's still not a great way to make a living, but because the internet's better now, it's a better way to make a living because you can advertise yourself better. I used to have to send videotapes. VHS tapes.
The big VHS.
The VHS tapes.
Boy, you know something about VHS tapes, don't you, Lark?
Yeah, I've played with one of those.
I just have to send them to comedy clubs around regionally, or to like I went to Philadelphia and I did a competition one time, and I had to like call my parents and be like, "Hey, look, like I got in this thing. I don't have the money to get to Philadelphia." And my mom's like, "Well, my best friend lives up there and you can stay." And my dad's like, "Well, I'm going to be in Vegas, but my best friend lives up there and all you have to do is pay for the plane ticket and, hope you win." I came in 4th. And then I spent all the money I won on, stuff like food and water, and shelter. So
splurged,
I did. I might've gotten a t-shirt. But anyway, and then at that point in my life, I said, I need to get into a discipline that makes me better at communicating, that does this, that allows me to kind of be this. And that's when I started thinking about media and radio. And then I came to you, and the rest is history. And the world, yeah, and the world's changed forever. But so I'll start with the guys I know, and then I'll get the guys I know to get me in contact with guys they know, and so on and so on and so on.
Awesome when
so
I'm holding up my cell phone because you can store so much.
Yeah. So I'm working on the first 2 episodes right now of which comedians there's going to be. And part of it might be Mike and I might not be recording on the right day yet, but like, so we just have to find out when their schedules are, when they're traveling, when they're not, and, sit down. So that's going to be that. I'm also going to start doing some more Cowboys content because, the world needs more of it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to ask you something. And you mentioned you're going to Salt Lake City this weekend. Mm-hmm. Have you've been before, correct?
I have. The parent company of the radio station was based in Salt Lake City.
Yes.
So I had to go there and go through some very difficult meetings on.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that now.
That.
I do remember that.
You absolutely should remember that.
I remember exactly. I was sitting on the couch watching a game, and you called me on a Sunday, which never happened unless something was wrong.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how close are you to the radio station? We're off the air. Those kind of things. And I thought, like, we're not off the air. I was just in the car. and then you called and told me what was going on and all of that.
It was budget meetings.
It was budget. Yeah.
And
so
some survived, some didn't.
I got to experience Salt Lake City in 2018, 2019, when Baylor played in the NCAA tournament there.
Yeah.
The first weekend was in Salt Lake City. They lost to Gonzaga, and Brandon Clark, who passed away yesterday, was the star of the game against Baylor. Baylor throttled, Syracuse. They absolutely throttled Syracuse on the first night, and then lost to Gonzaga. And then that fueled that team for the next couple of years of like, oh, we can be this.
Yeah.
But I went to Salt Lake City, and I'm pretty well traveled, especially around the contiguous 50 states, and it is the strangest place in America.
You think?
Oh, by a long shot.
Have you been to Provo?
No, I've not been to Provo.
I liked it up there. I mean, we of course you land in Salt Lake, then it's like driving,
And I'm not knocking the citizens of Salt Lake City. They're all very nice to me. But like as far as and I was having these, so we also like you and I ran a country station together, 104.9 George FM, that this parent company in Salt Lake, when we were trying to put the music for the station, they sent us all the Salt Lake music. And there was a lot of it that we had never heard.
Send it back.
We had never heard before. And we were like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And they're like,
send it back.
Yeah, we don't. And so we were trying to describe to a guy named Alan. Alan talked like this. Hello, my name is Alan. And we were
pretty good, by the way.
Yeah, we were trying to talk. I spent hours with this guy, locked in a small room where he was showing me how to work software. And Alan, we would say like, well, in Texas, we have our own brand of country that really feeds Nashville a lot more than any other place. Like the connections between Texas and Nashville are more prodigious than anywhere else. So, I said, we start with Willie Nelson and George Strait, and you kind of go down there. And then, we're mentioning these great artists that are all from Asleep at the Wheel and all these things that we need to play.
Kevin Fowler,
all these things that we need to play locally because people like it, Pat Green and all this other stuff.
Sure.
And he didn't understand that. And it's like, well, it's about honky-tonking and drinking and dancing on a Friday night. And the concept of that to him as a Mormon gentleman just flew straight over his head. He's like, no. And so we had to kind of clandestinely like sneak him in over the time.
And we did.
But when I went there, all I could think about was that. Like when I got there, I'm like, this is a guy who didn't get country music. Like just didn't get it. And then when I went there, I understood because everybody's really nice. The city, downtown Salt Lake City is the most beautiful, pristine downtown you're ever going to see in any city in America. But there's two things they don't know how to do. The food is absolutely terrible because it's just like there's such a large population of the same group of people that like they just kind of like the restaurants were all the same. They all had a burger and a Philly cheesesteak and chicken wings and like a steak or whatever they had, but they didn't have anything that was like, what's your signature thing? And they're like, oh, we have a great Philly cheesesteak. Like, do you guys know how far away you are from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? Like you are so far away from there. And the food was awful. I really love the people. The food was awful. And I don't know if you remember Todd Zeidler, who used to be an SID at Baylor for track and for volleyball and for other things. So Todd was my roommate for a little while. and he was the SID for Gonzaga basketball. So it was great to see him. We got to hang out a couple nights while we were there. And so me hanging out with Todd means we go to a bar. Well, there are bars in Salt Lake City, but like after 9:00 p.m., the city just shuts down. So like you go into the bar at 9:00 on the off day, you have your like food and a couple of whiskeys, and then you walk out on the street to go back to the hotel, and it was just us. I thought the rapture had happened, Tom. I was like, well, you know what? The Mormons were right. We're the only two that aren't, and we're the only two that are here. And then, like, thankfully, like somebody came out of the Mormon tabernacle just now. I was like, oh, thank God. Oh, it didn't happen. Oh my God. Oh, I was so worried because it was only like 10:30 p.m. It wasn't 2 a.m. I mean, I've walked out of bars at 2 a.m. and yes, you're the only person on the street because you should be, but it's not New Orleans. But like it is, I'll tell you this, it is the absolute opposite of New Orleans. Like that it is. And I like Salt Lake City. Beautiful. Utah is unbelievably beautiful. I took a day and went and took a drive and like drove around, went down to Park Cities and drove around.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. But Salt Lake itself was so bizarre to me because it's just like it's just this widely accepted, like, well, it's 8:30 p.m. What this is not a gin joint. What are you doing?
That's what they do.
Yeah. It was just so weird to me. And I would totally go back. But I do think that they need to work on their local cuisine.
I'll let them know when I'm there.
Yeah, just say
hey,
like
Paul Catalina said,
like just find something that's you and get really good at it. Don't borrow ideas from other places.
Well, like they have that pastry in Provo. There's a pastry that they have in Provo. In fact, Derek Smith.
Yeah. Just had lunch with him yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. And I honestly, I think it's called we'll have to Google it.
Cougar Claw.
Huh? Cougar Claw. That's exactly what it is. He loaded one up on an airplane, flew it home to give to his wife. It's a pastry, and he put it in his suitcase to get it back to Waco, Texas. And I'm like, Derek, what the hell is wrong with you? But he did. But that's their signature thing. I mean, and every time you turn around, there's stuff in this. What's it called? What was it called? Cougar Claw.
Cougar Claw. Yeah.
And it's as big as your laptop, and and they're constantly stuffing it in your face for you to eat. And I think Derek ate 14 of them while we were there last year.
Yeah,
but he brought Veronica one home, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" I mean, why don't you? But he did. He literally put it in his suitcase, wrapped it up in his suitcase.
Actually, I think it's a cougar tail, is what it's
called. Cougar tail. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Yeah,
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
This thing it really is as big as a laptop. Yeah. I'm not kidding.
Derek and Todd and I lived together. Derek and I were roommates for a very long time.
Really?
Yeah. We were roommates until the day he got married.
How about that?
Yeah. So yeah, we were roommates for a very long time.
You didn't want to. You didn't want to stay.
No.
Right.
But yeah, it was. I don't think they wanted me to either. But
I wonder why.
But yeah, it's. And that's the kind of thing. Like I hope to take the show on the road a little bit more around. I want to start with Big 12 country because they kind of know me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I did a show in Orlando a couple years ago when Baylor went down there to play, and I had such a blast in Orlando. And I'm very familiar with it, as you know. I grew up down there, but around UCF, like it's such a cool school. It's such a cool thing. Like there's so many great places in the Big 12, in all these other things I'd like to go and do and goof around with the fans there and have a good time. And, I'm fortunate to have great relationships with a lot of the coaches. I went up to a couple months ago, I went up to Kansas for a Kansas-Houston Big Monday basketball game because my wife is a Jayhawk and her brother is a huge Jayhawk, and that we like to go to a game at Allen Fieldhouse whenever we can. And Lance Leipold was nice enough to arrange a tour for me around the new football facility, which is unbelievable. Really? Yeah, I hope that they have a better season this year so he can enjoy it when it's totally finished. But they have these end zone suites that when you go outside and lean on the bar, you are like literally right there. It's unbelievable. That it's going to be great there. I want to do more of that stuff. Joey McGuire is and Jeff Traylor, of course, I've known because of high school football forever. forever. So I just want to go and highlight some of the fun stuff there is to do at these places, and go there and experience new and different things that you don't get to.
Hold that thought. We're not done with you. We got to get a break. We are brought to you in part by our good friends at Benchmark Construction. BenchmarkC3.com. Hey, these folks do a great job when it comes to construction, disaster recovery, environmental remediation, and indoor air solutions. They can do it for you. And also, man, I like these folks because they give back to the community. They're big with Shriners. They're big with a group called The Hangar, which is a day shelter for the homeless. So they're there. They're a part of the community, and they can help you in so many ways. Give our friend David or Maria a call and let them help you out. BenchmarkC3.com. We'll take a break. Come right back with more in just a moment.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
At Waco Bodyman Company, we help you take control of your health with advanced wellness and longevity solutions designed to help your body perform, recover, and thrive. Experience the power of red light therapy with our full body bed design to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, support skin health, and recharge your body at the cellular level. Step into our hydrotherapy room featuring a dry sauna, polar shower, and hot tub. Book your tour today. Waco Bodyman, open 7 days a week in downtown Waco.
When disaster strikes, you need a team you can trust. At Benchmark, we specialize in disaster recovery, construction, environmental remediation, and indoor air quality solutions. With over 30 years of experience, our experts provide forensic architecture, engineering, and environmental consulting to ensure every project is handled with precision and care. From damage assessment to full reconstruction, Benchmark delivers technical expertise and an unmatched client experience every step of the way. Visit benchmarkc3.com to learn more.
Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
Have you heard the latest about CTWP? Let me tell you. How about 2 cents for a color copy? Only Kyocera offers. Don't believe me? Do you really copy your dog? Grab your paperwork and let's compare. I guarantee CTWP has the best prices and service.
All right, we're back, and we are, as always, brought to you by our good friends at Tow King, and you can check out Tow King, and Gary Hoppin and his team do a great job. If you need emergency roadside assistance, they'll be more than happy to help you. All right, Paul, talk a little bit more about, we talked about the comedy piece of it. Get back and kind of talk us through the sports piece that you're going to be doing, and just what are we supposed to look for? What's the big takeaway?
I would say that I'm going to talk about, like, and again, we're going to take the issues head on. I'm going to talk about, one of the things I want to talk about is Lane Kiffin. I thought, and he's a guy who I'm fascinated by. I don't like him, but because I don't feel he's trustworthy. And I do, I know so many coaches that are so the opposite of him, and you have to play this game, but we'll take on those issues. I think we'll take it on with a slighter bend, but the shots, I think did
you see the shots he took at
Ole Miss?
At Ole Miss the other day.
He's taking these shots at Ole Miss from the same city that they just canceled 45,000 ballots that had already been cast. Like, buddy, maybe not right now. Maybe just wait on that one. before you say that. And I do think that, like, I do think there's probably I don't think he was lying. I think there's probably grandparents in the North that don't want their kids to go to school in Mississippi because of his history. But I also think that there's grandparents in the North that don't want their kids to go to school in the state that freaking borders it.
Yeah.
That has many of the same kind of laws and policies. So for him to say that, like, oh, Baton Rouge is this haven, well, maybe it's better than Oxford, but, like, what are we talking about here? Is this like I like Wendy's more than Burger King kind of a thing? Or is this something? So we'll take that on, but we will, again, not going to take ourselves too seriously. We're going to do what we call the Friday extravaganza, which will be the show. Most of this stuff you'll just see as I'm going to take a topic, I'll get an expert, or I'll just talk about it and I'll put that right up that day. Once the producers get it, flowered up and, make me look pretty and all those important things. But once we get that, like, that's what I'll do. And then, Steven Simcox is going to come in and he's going to do the show with me, where we're going to have sketches, we're going to have games, and we're going to have issues. We're going to talk about the things. And sometimes it is like a serious thing. Lane Kiffin brought it up, but it's also the ridiculousness of recruiting, where you are taking every kind of shot you can take. And then for Steve Sarkisian and John Sumrall to be like, yeah, not only are they racist, but they're stupid too. And you're like, well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, like, it's a thing that happens in college football and college athletics, but particularly in football. And particularly in the SEC, when the SEC is scared of somebody,
they attack.
They attack.
They attack.
And look, Texas is in the SEC now, and Texas is the absolute best at, if you hear Texas complaining about somebody, it's because they're scared of them. Like, I mean, not that the things that happened at Baylor weren't totally legitimate, but they were amplified by Texas because Texas was scared about what Baylor was going to be able to do with the coaches that they had in place.
Do what they were doing.
Yeah.
That's probably more to the point.
Yeah. Wasn't it negative recruiting that pretty much destroyed the Southwest Conference?
Yeah.
Of course it was.
It was, yeah.
And that's
so
kind of what's going on now in the SEC with Cliff Kiffin and what they're doing.
Yeah, it's negative recruiting. And I don't think, though, that works like it used to, because, if the three of us were all being recruited to the same school, that's the only way we would have ever met each other, if we were from three different parts of Texas.
Correct.
Back in the day. So we would have met each other like, hey, they've got the three of us. Yeah, exactly. They've got the three of us on a recruiting trip, and we hit it off and like, hey, we are going to Texas. This is so much fun. And we bought into all their propaganda. A&M is weird and crazy, and we're going to do this. And Baylor's, too religious, and TCU, who cares? All these different things that they would say. All those, especially in the Southwest Conference days, like, all those schools cheat and we don't. Like, okay. Right.
Yep.
You somehow get all the better players than them, but they're the ones who are cheating. Anyhow, those guys don't want money. They just want the pride of being a Texas Longhorn. All those things. Well, now if we're getting recruited to different schools and all that, and the coach tells me, like, hey, don't come to Oxford, Mississippi. I mean, you don't know how bad it's going to be for you. And then I can just DM a player that maybe I even know through camps and all these other things. I mean, back when you guys were in high school, there weren't camps. When I was in high school, there were, but there weren't a billion of them.
Right.
There was like 5.
Now there's one on every corner.
Now there are all these camps. So these guys intersect. They can DM each other and be like, hey, I was thinking about coming to Ole Miss, but I'm worried about taking my visit. I heard it's really bad in Oxford. And then you'd be like, nah, it's no different than anywhere else. Like, I'm happy here. I love it. Coach Golding's great. Now you couldn't do that before. There was a wall. Like, you wouldn't be able to just call somebody at a different school, because how much effort would it take for me to, like, if Texas is telling me not to go to LSU, how hard would it have been to me to run down the quarterback at LSU's phone number or address back in 1987?
You're not finding it.
It wouldn't be worth the effort.
Right.
It just wouldn't be worth the effort. So I would just have to take it on faith that, like, these are the 5 schools that I'm most interested in. I go to these 5 schools, and that's it. So you can't hide anymore. So I'm very fascinated by negative recruiting. Now, Dabo Swinney versus Pete Golding's a completely different issue, in that Dabo Swinney Another guy I think is very odd, but he's a very good coach, and he doesn't have anything to lose. Like, he's going to be at Clemson until Clemson decides it's over, and which may be sooner than we think. But
he's on the outside looking in because he's an ACC.
He's an ACC
and
coach.
He just punches at the SEC
and
guys.
he doesn't have to worry about. Look, if Dabo Swinney leaves Clemson, somebody's going to call up and go, "Well, you know what? It was over there." Like, he's not worried about it.
Right.
He's not worried about, because also he never used the transfer portal until they made him. So he doesn't have any stories. Like, he had to worry about skeletons in his closet about poaching a roster because he's barely using it as it is.
His roster was poached.
Yeah. So he can, and like a kid was in class, got up and walked out and went to Ole Miss, basically, based on his version of the events. So he doesn't have to worry about it. He can just say, like, you know what? Yeah, here's who's tampering and here's my proof of it. Because there's a lot of coaches who I don't think themselves as head coaches tamper, but because there's so many people involved in recruiting now with collectives and all those things, I don't know who's tampered. I have no idea. I do have plausible deniability, but it would be silly of me to come out and be like, Jeff Traylor's complained about it for a long time. I think the reason that Jeff Traylor hasn't named names, and I find him he's a very honorable guy, the reason he hasn't done it is I don't think he can say with 100% certainty that UTSA has never done it themselves, even though he'll say that they haven't, because he might go like, well, we've never done it, and then all it's going to take is one school to be like, hold on. Whoa. Did so-and-so used to work for you? Yeah. Is this his phone number? Yes. Are these the text messages you sent to this player? Okay. So it's a hard hill to die on, because you will die on it, because most coaches have done it, because it's the nature of it. When they do these like anonymous stories like The Athletic does, Sam Kahn did one a few months ago that was great. And Sam told us on the show, like, there were a lot of coaches like, look, I have to tamper. I can't not tamper, because if I decide I'm going to be the one guy that's lily white, then, well, then
you're unemployed.
Then that's it. Like, we're all going to get fired.
Yeah.
So they have to figure out ways to do this. And there's a way, they just don't want to do it. It's called collective bargaining. But that would mean that they have to admit that everything they've been working on for the last 4 years and try to push this bill through Congress is wrong.
Well, look, you're never going to fix it. You're just not. I mean, people are going to cheat. You're just not going to fix it. You can put bumper rails around it if you want, but you're not going to fix it.
Like, you could, again, the best thing you can do is it's a disease that's never going to get cured, but it can be managed. So the best thing that you can do is manage it, and manage it to the best of your ability. But right now, what they're basically doing is,
no people are going to cheat.
And no people are going to cheat.
Yes.
Like, you're going to do it. So the way you manage it is like, okay, well, if we have at least these punishments for it, then that'll at least ding them for a little while. And, I think short-term penalties are way worse than long-term penalties when it comes to college football.
Agreed.
Because if you get somebody right away, like, the NCAA takes all these years to, they're like, okay.
I always thought that was the stupidest thing in the world, because nobody's left on the campus.
Usually even the coach that did it,
out,
he might be gone too, unless he's some sort of unless it's some kind of legend or something that can just name their own expiration date. That's not what's going to happen. So what they need to do is just go like, look, there's not a medicine for this that's going to cure it, but there are things that we can do to fix the symptoms of it. But that's not what they want to do, because all they care about, all the leaders of college athletics care about right now, is money. They don't care about anything. And then this is not the coaches. This is not the coaches. I don't even think it's the athletic directors for the most part. I think the athletic directors want this because their job is made way harder by the chaos.
Much.
But harder. I think this is the leaders of college athletics are not athletic directors. They are not coaches.
They're fundraisers.
They are fundraisers, and they are presidents, and they are this. And so all they see is, are we in the red or are we in the black?
Correct.
And college college university studies as a whole was not built to be a for-profit industry. College athletics, when it was,
but it is now,
and they're trying to turn back time and make us forget that it wasn't. And because it is now, that means you have to run it like a successful business is run, which means like you've got to take care of everybody involved. But they're so desperate to just be like, okay, money, money, money. That's why 76 teams in the tournament, 24 teams in the playoff, because they think that like, okay, this will make up the money we've lost because we'll get more money now. But if you don't collectively bargain, if you don't set up rules for player transfers, if you don't set up rules and all these other things, well, in a couple years, when that next TV deal comes in, the players are going to go like, whoa. You're getting this much more money? Like, haven't we been through this already? Are we going to just keep doing this every couple of years until you guys get it? Like, it's just, but they're just going to be like, okay, you can't put any more college football teams in the playoff than 24.
Oh, I guess you could.
You could, but you can't. Like,
no, realistically.
The 76 team basketball
it's a joke, by the way.
Tuesday nights, total joke. They're not going to be good games for the most part. They're not going to be teams that deserve to be in the tournament for the most part.
Nope. And they know it.
And they know it. And I mean, you saw it this year with the nonsense around Auburn. Like, you guys lost so many games. You don't have an argument. Shut up. Yeah. Like, just take your medicine, get better next year. That's how sports is supposed to work. Don't whine about it. Go get better. And they're just not doing those things. They're just all trying to it's all individualistic. And the thing is that when everybody runs in a different direction, not only conferences all trying to run in different directions and being selfish, it's the schools inside those conferences that are all looking out for their own interests together. And,
and that's not going to change.
No, basic economics will tell you the good of the many is better than the good of the one. Like, if you take Econ 101 in college, the good of the many, Adam Smith, the good of the many outweighs the good of the one. And like, that's basic economics. They don't see that as a whole right now. They're just going to try to make as much money.
Myself, and I.
Yeah, they're going to run it as far as they can in the direction of, I'm going to take as much money as I can right now. But the thing is, chickens always come home to roost.
Did you know that, Lark? Chickens always come home to roost.
I've heard that before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you can run for look, I think we're seeing it, and we're seeing it. The thing is, the American ideas of what's acceptable and not change over time.
Right.
I think we're seeing it all across America right now. It's like, well, we kind of let a lot of people like just run in the direction of, let's see how much money we can make. And then as that gap gets wider, your beliefs become very small of like, where's mine? So then you got another group of people that tries to run in the other direction, as opposed to us all running together.
All right. I got to let you go. We're up against the clock. I know you know somebody with an airplane. So just make sure that September the 5th, we're in Atlanta. But more importantly, make sure that on September the 19th, that we are in Oxford, Mississippi for LSU and Ole Miss.
Oh, 6:30 p.m.
6:30 p.m., brother.
6:30 p.m. I'm sure you saw the tweet from the police department where they're like, "Yay, all right."
For us, right?
Oh yeah, no. That is going to be. I don't care if neither Ole Miss or LSU have a win on September 19th. If game day is not there, they're just absolutely outside their minds. They've got to be there. They have to do that. I would tell you that there used to be lots of airlines that you could get from Dallas to Atlanta for very cheap. Yeah. That is not currently the case. Airlines are not cheap right now.
No, trust me, I know. trying to get back and forth. Anyway, we got Utah, and then we got surprise Arizona, and we're trying.
Oh, that's where the tournament is now?
Yes, thank you. It was 108 there yesterday. Just thought you'd like to know, but it's a dry heat.
I'll tell you, been to Surprise 4 times.
Yeah,
for spring training.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never been there for it's great for spring training. It's a great time of year.
Well, I'm sure,
there. But it's
February.
great little area. You'll have fun.
Yeah. So that's what. So I'm trying to get back and forth and trying to work all that out. Okay, tell us the name of the show again. Tell us how we can find it. Tell us how we can subscribe. We need the details. Let's go.
It's the Sports Game Podcast on 365 Sports Extras. So brand new YouTube channel. So 365 Sports Extras. You'll know the difference because the main channel's logo is black and our logo is white. Yeah, but the Sports Game Podcast with Paul Catalina. I have content every single day, and then this week will be the first week of the Friday extravaganza.
And you got our guy coming in, huh?
I got Steven Simcox coming in.
You stole another one from the radio station, did you?
I did. Well, I mean, he was mine to begin with. Like, he came to me first. Yes, I gave him his job at the radio station, but he was an intern, just like Garrett was an intern. All these people were our interns, my interns that I was in charge of.
Yeah.
So before they were the radio stations, they were my interns.
I look around and go, everybody here I've worked with.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. All right. Hey, Paul, best of luck.
Thank you guys. Anytime you need me, I'm just right out there.
Yeah. I mean, literally.
Like right out there.
Right out there.
Yeah. I'm actually, when you guys are done, I'm going to record something with Pete.
Right out
for
there?
Right in here.
Oh, right in here.
Yeah, but 11:15 or so.
So we got to hurry up.
Well, I mean, whatever
All
you
right.
want to
Well,
do.
quit talking.
Yeah.
All right. That's Paul Catalina. Look forward to it. Our program is brought to you by Morrison's Gifts. You can check them out at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Shopping Center, right down from the Jason's Deli. Check them out today. Tell Sally and Mark we sent you by.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
Lake Waco Golf Club is a semi-private facility nestled along the north point of Lake Waco, one of the few facilities in Texas to have a full 18-hole regulation golf course as well as an executive 18-hole par 3 golf course. Plus, check out their bar and grill, which is open to the public. And if you're not a golfer, then enjoy time by the pool or even enjoy fishing around Lake Waco. Become a member today and call to book your tee time. Lake Waco Golf Club, where family and friends fun begins. Check them out at lakewacogc.com for more information.
Is your roof ready for the next Texas storm? Don't wait for a small leak to become a big problem. Call JK Roofing of Waco. Whether you need roof repair, a full replacement, or a professional inspection, JK Roofing has quality workmanship and dependable service you can count on. Locally owned and committed to protecting Central Texas homes and businesses. Call JK Roofing today for your free estimate and get the job done right the first time. Call JK Roofing 254-744-2211. JK Roofing of Waco. Strong roofs, honest work, and peace of mind.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
It's the premier charity event of the year, the 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, presented by Ascension Providence. A fun evening filled with great food and drink, dancing, a spectacular auction, and more. This year's theme is Nashville Nights, Neon Lights, and Bullfights. Get your tickets now, donate, or be a sponsor. Help support the American Cancer Society to find a cure. The 2026 Central Texas Cattle Barons Ball, October 24th at MCC Highlander Ranch. For more information, go to centraltexascattlebaronsball.org. Bumblebee Blinds of Waco and Temple is your one-stop shop for custom window treatment, transforming your vision into reality. Choose from a selection of shades, blinds, shutters, and curtains. Bumblebee Blinds stands behind our service and products, ensuring peace of mind with our trusted warranty. Call Bumblebee Blinds today to schedule your design consultation. Bumblebee Blinds, simplifying window treatments one covering at a time. BumblebeeBlinds.com.
All right, welcome back to the program. I was cleaning my glasses during the break. Nice to have you with us here on the program. Lark, we didn't talk about this yesterday, but and he's an interesting guy in my opinion. But Craig Morton, who played quarterback for the Giants, the Broncos, and the Dallas Cowboys, passed away yesterday, I believe, or day before, at the age of 83. Now, he backed up Dandy Don Meredith. Now, that's a name in Cowboy history. And then he battled Roger Staubach for the starting job. And I didn't realize this. I didn't realize that I knew that they rotated by quarter, and I knew at one point they rotated by play. I didn't know that they rotated by game. Game one was Craig. Game two was Roger. I mean, Tom Landry just could never come to a decision on who to choose as his starting quarterback. And then finally he ultimately chose Roger Staubach, traded Craig Morton to the New York Giants for a first-round draft pick. That first-round draft pick happened to be Randy White, the Mansta.
Yeah.
Out of Maryland.
Great trade.
Yes, it was.
You do know, or you do remember that Roger Staubach was drafted 4 years before he ever played.
Yes, he was serving out his commitment
Right.
in he was a naval officer,
Mhm.
and he was a he was a midshipman, and won the Heisman. What, he won the Heisman in '63, I think.
I think that's correct.
Is that right?
60 or 63, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Somewhere, yeah. So
Do you know he went to junior college before he went to the Naval Academy?
over in New Mexico.
Yeah.
New Mexico Military Institute, right?
He did, yeah,
See, there's
absolutely.
look, do you know who you're dealing with?
It's just because I told you some of these things.
No, that's not true. I knew that. And I've said this before. I could tell you a lot of stuff about the Cowboys from the 70s and 80s,
Mhm.
but not so much today. And I
Yeah.
don't know why. I still watch
Jerry
them.
I know why. It's Jerry
enjoy them.
Jones.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I enjoy the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But I'm more in tune with the Cowboys of the 70s. But anyway, Craig Morton, you can call a jersey number out, and I can tell you, 26 was Herb Adderley. Why do I know that? I don't know. I just do.
Because we watched them all the
Because
time.
that's exactly right. And they were longtime players of the same team. Anyway,
Right.
so Craig Morton then, he tells the story, or told the story, that his son was watching a documentary or something on ESPN and called him up and said, "Dad, I didn't realize you threw that many interceptions in the Super Bowl." He threw 4 picks. Listen, he threw 4 picks against the Cowboys in the Super Bowl in New Orleans that the Cowboys ran Denver. He was quarterback in Denver at the time, and they ran Denver right out of the stadium. But
Right.
here's what I did not know. I remember that Chuck Howley was named the MVP of the Super Bowl. I believe it was Super Bowl 5
Yeah.
when they played
lost.
Baltimore.
They lost.
Yes. He may be the only defensive player from a losing team ever to be named the MVP.
Mhm.
That's what I remember from that Super Bowl.
Right.
I don't remember that Craig Morton was the Cowboy quarterback at the time and threw 3 interceptions. So we know for a fact that he's thrown at least 7 interceptions in Super Bowl history. But
I'm
Craig,
sure
I always thought Craig Morton was a terrific quarterback, terrific player.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he happened to be between Don Meredith and Roger Staubach. And I think if you were to ask today who are the 2 most famous quarterbacks in Cowboy history today, I still think you have to go Don Meredith, Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, and some of that combination.
I agree.
Based off, I guess, your age or something, you would pick the one that makes the most sense for you based
Yeah.
off of your age. But
Yeah.
for me,
Yeah.
Roger Staubach, there was
Yeah.
not any better,
For
ever.
for your kid, my kid, it'd be Troy Aikman.
Absolutely. Now, my oldest brother, he is the biggest Don Meredith fan you've ever seen in your entire life. Thinks he was the coolest, and he was the coolest guy. Look at Monday Night Football. And he's, how are you?
Yeah. He was cool before Broadway Joe.
Yeah, he was cool when sports wasn't cool. I started to say when country wasn't cool, but there's a song in there someplace.
Yeah, there is.
Barbara Mandrell. But anyway, I just thought that's interesting. We didn't bring that up yesterday. We should have. So anyway, all right. What's going on in the wide world of sports today? Not much today. It's kind of the calm before the storm, isn't it?
Pretty much the calm before the storm, because we've got a whole lot of playoff games coming up. And the one thing I do want to mention, right here in Waco at McLennan Community College, starting tomorrow, a best of 3 series between Northeast Texas and Blinn to decide the Region 14 junior college champion that's going to advance to the Junior College World Series. So if you're a baseball fan and want to see a team that's going to go to the Junior College World Series, go out to MCC's McClinton Field at Bosque River Ballpark tomorrow and Friday and maybe Saturday, and you'll see a couple of good teams.
I'm going to ask this, and I don't want to dive too deep in it because we're up against the clock. So what? But why is junior college? You do what you want to do over here in this part of the country. You do what you want. I mean, so they're playing a 2 out of 3 in Waco,
right,
on a neutral site.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, I look up and McLennan's baseball team is gone to
Weatherford,
and the softball team is out west.
Mm-hmm. Each region gets to get the coaches, the athletic directors. Each region gets to get together and decide how they want to do things. Like Region 5, which is where McLennan is, their first round of playoffs was a best 2 out of 3, number 1 versus 4, 3 against 2. Okay. Down in Region 14, they did a 4-team, two regionals of 4 teams, and now they're doing the best of 3 from those 2 winners. So each one just did it opposite of the other. And that's that's how it's decided. It's decided within each region.
But the NJCAA can't say, okay, here's our format.
Well, they can, and as I understand, I have been told, but I have not seen this in writing anywhere, that starting in 2028, the NJCAA is going to go to, in baseball, going to go to a 28-team national event, kind of like the round of 64 they do in Division I baseball.
Oh, look, there's Rez.
Hey, Rez, how you doing?
Yeah, okay. All right, I got you. Hey, we got to get a break, and we're going to come back and look ahead to tomorrow's show. There's all kinds of activity here in our 365 studios. We are brought to you in part by J.K. Roofing. You can check them out, whether it's a conventional shingle or whether it's a metal roof. You can check out J.K. Roofs, and they'll be more than happy to help you out. jkroofs.com. Here's the phone number for Jace and Katie Embry. 254-744-2211. 254-744-2211 is the telephone number. And tell them that we gave you the phone number and told them to give you a call, and they can hook you up with whatever you're looking for. You may be looking for a new roof. You may not know if you need a new roof. You may need some repair. You may need just a quote. Whatever your particular situation is, Jason Katie can take great care of you. JK Roofs and jkroofs.com.
Since 1996, Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers at 18th and Herring has been serving Waco's best burger. There's nothing better than a delicious burger cooked just the way you like it, with garden fresh toppings on a buttered bun. Add tots, fries, curly fries, or onion rings for a perfect meal. So what are you waiting on? How about Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers today? Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers is open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Double R Old Fashioned Hamburgers. And don't forget to ask about Double R's catering.
It's the 2026 Heart of Texas Builders Association Parade of Homes, brought to you by the First National Bank of Central Texas. Tour a variety of homes at different price points, plus see the latest trends from beautiful kitchens to outdoor living spaces. See the latest colors and design patterns. This is your chance to walk through homes, meet the builders, and get inspiration for your own projects. The Heart of Texas Builders Association Parade of Homes, June 5th, 6th, and 7th, and June 13th and 14th. Tickets are available online or at any parade home. For more information, go to wacohomeparade.com.
Being stuck on the side of the road is stressful no matter what time it is. Tow King is here to help. A locally owned and operated family-run business, Tow King offers 24-hour emergency roadside assistance with trained operators and high-caliber equipment for damage-free towing. Tow King of Waco is a company you can count on. Call Tow King the next time you need help. Check them out on Facebook, and remember, slow down or move over.
Shopping for insurance shouldn't feel like a guessing game or a root canal. At Barfield Show Insurance Group, we make it easy and maybe even a little fun. Need auto, home, life, or business insurance? We've got you covered. Literally. We work with multiple top-rated companies to find the right fit for you, so you get great coverage at a price that won't make you wince. Because our goal is simple: the highest quality insurance at lowest price possible. Call Barfield Show Insurance Group today at 469-579-4982 for your free quote. Better coverage, better rates, better call them.
Family owned and operated, Jasper's Barbecue is serving up Texas-style barbecue meats and sandwiches and all the fixins. Enjoy mouth-watering brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and don't forget the potato salad and barbecue beans. Located in Waco on Elm Street, right off of I-35, open Tuesday through Saturday, 10 until 2, or until the food runs out. Stop by today and enjoy the best barbecue around. Voted one of the best barbecue joints by Texas Monthly. That's Jasper's Barbecue in Waco. You won't leave hungry.
Morrison's Gifts, Waco's oldest family-owned gift store, wants to ask a question to the guys out there. Don't you just love gift giving? Does John Hart, Consuela, or Jellycat mean anything to you? If not, at Morrison's, we have your answers and your back. For 47 years, we have guided men and you ladies through the trauma of selecting the right gift for the right person. Come and see us at 4312 West Waco Drive in the Brazos Square Center, close to Jason's Deli. That's Morrison's Gifts, owned by a proud Baylor Bear.
All right, welcome back to the program. I was just responding to some emails. You know, that happens. Tomorrow on the program, Jones Mitchell talking. Now, you know what? We're going to talk PGA, the PGA Championship.
It is that time, isn't it?
why is it, and maybe it isn't to you, but for me, when I rank the top, when I rank the majors, Masters, PGA, British, and U.S. Open, PGA is a distant number 4
I agree.
for me.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Just because I think the Masters is such a big tournament for all of us that whatever happens after it is just kind of second nature.
Yeah.
And by then, by the time the British Open comes around, or the Open as they call it, the excitement is back.
I got you.
Yeah, that's just my thought.
No, okay. And I'm just kind of curious. And I don't know. I know I love Augusta. And my phone's going off. Sorry. I know I love Augusta, but there's something about the U.S. Open. Something about the U.S. Open, and because it's our national championship.
So yeah, that's what.
So which golf tournament's more important? Augusta, Masters, same golf course every year. Maybe truly, or is it the U.S. Open? Which one is the most significant major championship?
I'm sure that is kind of like which do you want?
Which is your favorite kid?
Well, do you want fruit cup or apple pie today?
Oh, my goodness. On that note, we say thanks for watching. We will see you tomorrow on the program.